Life does not reward those who wait idly. It rewards those who take action. Too many people have powerful dreams, but lack the discipline to pursue them. You did not start this journey to quit. You did not step out in faith to sit back in fear. If you allow laziness to take root, it will rob you of the great future you once envisioned. Laziness is not just about inactivity. It is a slow erosion of purpose. When a person loses sight of their purpose, they become comfortable with mediocrity. The energy, drive, and passion they once had begin to fade, not because the dream has lost its value, but because they have allowed distractions, discouragement, and comfort to take over. Purpose is what gives life meaning. It is the reason you wake up every morning with a sense of direction. It fuels persistence when challenges arise and keeps you moving forward when quitting seems like an easier option. But when purpose is forgotten, laziness becomes a natural response. Without a strong reason to push forward, it becomes easy to settle for comfort, delay progress, and justify inactivity. When you first started, there was excitement. You had a vision of where you wanted to be. You could see the goal clearly in your mind, and nothing seemed impossible. The fire inside you was strong because purpose was alive. But over time, if you are not careful, that fire can dim. You start to listen to the voice of comfort rather than the voice of calling. You begin to rationalize why you should take it easy instead of pressing forward. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that motivation will always be present, but the truth is motivation fades. What sustains progress is not motivation, but discipline. Discipline is the bridge that carries you from where you are to where you need to be. It is what keeps you working even when you do not feel like it. Purpose demands action, and action requires discipline. Laziness often begins with small compromises. You tell yourself, I'll do it later. You delay what should be done today, thinking that time is on your side. But time waits for no one. Every moment wasted is a moment that could have been invested in fulfilling your purpose. What seems like an innocent delay quickly becomes a habit. Before you know it, weeks turn into months, and months into years, and you are still in the same place, wondering why you have not made progress. Think about the people who achieve great things. They are not the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who refused to let laziness steal their destiny. They understood that their purpose was greater than their feelings. They knew that if they wanted to accomplish something meaningful, they could not afford to be controlled by temporary emotions. You must remind yourself daily why you started. Go back to the vision that stirred your heart in the first place. Reignite the fire that once burned within you. Ask yourself, what made me start this journey? What was the goal I wanted to achieve? What impact did I want to make? When you reconnect with your purpose, you will find fresh strength to push forward. You will realize that comfort is an enemy of greatness. No successful person ever got there by being lazy. They fought against the temptation to quit. They disciplined themselves to take action even when it was inconvenient. Faith plays a role in this as well. Faith without works is dead. You cannot sit back and expect success to come without effort. God gives you the ability, the opportunities, and the resources, but expects you to do something with them. Your purpose is a gift, but laziness can bury that gift. Look at the time you have been given. What are you doing with it? Are you making progress, or are you making excuses? Are you actively pursuing what you were created to do, or are you allowing distractions to consume your time? You must make a decision today. Choose purpose over comfort. Choose discipline over laziness. Choose progress over excuses. If you can remember why you started, you will find the strength to keep going. Do not let laziness steal your destiny. Rise up, take action, and walk boldly in the purpose you were created for. Procrastination is one of the greatest thieves of destiny. It convinces you that there is always more time, that tomorrow is a better day to start, and that delay does not have consequences. But the truth is, every moment wasted in procrastination is a moment stolen from your purpose. The danger of putting things off is that it creates a habit of inaction, and over time it becomes harder to break free. What begins as a small delay turns into a lifestyle of missed opportunities, unfinished goals, and unrealized potential. People often think that as long as they have the intention to do something, they are on the right path. But intention without action is useless. Success does not come to those who merely think about what they should do. It comes to those who take steps even when they do not feel ready. The longer you delay, the further you drift from your purpose. The work you postpone today becomes the regret you carry tomorrow. Procrastination also creates a false sense of security. You may feel like you have control because you have decided to do something later, but in reality, you are letting time slip away. The problem is later never comes for those who constantly push things forward. Days turn into weeks, weeks into months, and before you know it, years have passed and the goal remains untouched. Laziness and procrastination work together to keep you stagnant. Laziness whispers, you don't have to do it now, while procrastination assures you there will always be another chance. But what if there isn't? What if the opportunity you have today does not come back? What if the window for your breakthrough is now and delaying means missing it entirely? Every successful person you admire has one thing in common. They took action even when they didn't feel like it. They understood that time is a gift that must be used wisely. They did not allow laziness or procrastination to dictate their future. Instead, they disciplined themselves to work when others were waiting for the right time. The right time is now. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will never begin. There will always be obstacles, distractions, and reasons to delay, but none of these should stop you from moving forward. The longer you hesitate, the harder it becomes to regain momentum. Excuses are the fuel of procrastination. People say they're too tired, too busy, or not ready. They claim they need more time, more resources, or more motivation, but these are just ways to justify inaction. The reality is, you will never feel completely ready. You will never have the perfect circumstances. The key is to start with what you have and trust that progress will come as you move forward. Think about how many dreams have died because of procrastination. How many people have gone to their graves with their potential still inside them? How many great ideas have been lost simply because someone was waiting for a better time? The saddest part is that most people do not realize the damage they are doing to their own future until it is too late. Time is one of the most valuable resources you have. Unlike money, you can never earn back time once it is gone. Every second that passes is one you will never get again. This is why it is so important to act now. Do not wait for motivation. Train yourself to move forward, regardless of how you feel. There's a difference between rest and procrastination. Rest is necessary to recharge, but procrastination is avoidance. Rest is intentional. It prepares you for greater work. Procrastination, on the other hand, drains your energy and leaves you feeling guilty. You do not feel peace when you procrastinate, only frustration and regret. The best way to break free from this cycle is to take small steps every day. You must discipline yourself to take action. Even if it is just a small step, it is better than standing still. The more you move forward, the easier it becomes to keep going. Over time, momentum builds, and what once felt difficult becomes second nature. Successful people are not those who never feel lazy or unmotivated. They are those who refuse to let those feelings control their actions. If you have been putting things off, the best time to start is now. Do not wait for another day, another sign, or another opportunity. The opportunity is here. The time is now. Break free from procrastination and take control of your destiny. The future belongs to those who act, not to those who wait. Comfort is one of the greatest enemies of progress. It creates an illusion of satisfaction while silently robbing you of your potential. When you settle into a place of ease, you lose the hunger that once drove you to pursue your goals. You begin to accept less than you are capable of, convincing yourself that you have done enough. But comfort is deceptive. It does not announce its danger openly. Instead, it lulls you into a false sense of security, making you believe that staying where you are is better than stepping into the unknown. Growth requires discomfort. Anything that is alive must continue to grow, and growth is never easy. A seed does not become a tree without first breaking through the ground. A muscle does not become stronger without resistance. Likewise, your purpose cannot be fulfilled without pushing beyond the limits of comfort. Every time you choose what is easy over what is necessary, you delay your own progress. Laziness is often disguised as contentment. Some people tell themselves that they are simply resting, when in reality they have stopped pushing forward. They avoid the hard work required to reach their next level by convincing themselves that they have already done enough. But true contentment is not about stopping. It is about appreciating where you are while still striving for more. It is possible to be grateful for what you have and still desire to grow. Comfort zones are dangerous because they create an environment where nothing changes. The routines become predictable, the challenges become fewer, and life becomes repetitive. While this may feel safe, it also means that there is no progress. If you look at the most successful people in any field, you will notice that they never allowed themselves to stay comfortable for too long. They consistently sought ways to stretch themselves, learn new things, and take on greater challenges. When you remain in a place of comfort, you start losing the qualities that made you great in the first place. Your discipline weakens because there is no pressure to improve. Your vision becomes unclear because there is no urgent reason to keep moving forward. Your passion fades because there is nothing new to strive for. The longer you stay in this state, the harder it becomes to break free. It is easy to convince yourself that comfort is a reward for hard work. Many people believe that once they reach a certain level of success, they can relax and enjoy what they have built. While rest is important, prolonged comfort can lead to stagnation. The moment you stop challenging yourself, you start declining. If you are not growing, you are shrinking. If you are not moving forward, you are moving backward. The most dangerous thing about comfort is that it weakens your sense of purpose. When you first started, you had a clear vision of what you wanted to achieve. You were willing to sacrifice, to work hard, to push beyond your limits. But as soon as things became easier, you let your guard down. You stopped striving for excellence. You settled for good enough. But purpose is never fulfilled in a place of ease. It requires a continuous effort to improve, to expand, and to challenge yourself. Stepping out of your comfort zone does not mean abandoning stability. It means refusing to let stability become a prison. It means constantly looking for ways to grow, to improve, and to reach new heights. It means recognizing that your best work is still ahead of you, not behind you. The moment you believe you have arrived, you stop moving forward. It is natural to desire ease, but you must not let it control you. Every great achievement requires effort, persistence, and sacrifice. The road to success is not smooth. It is filled with obstacles that are meant to test your commitment. If you avoid discomfort, you also avoid growth. If you refuse to stretch yourself, you remain the same. You must make a decision to challenge yourself daily. Do not wait until life forces you to grow. Choose growth willingly. Seek out opportunities to learn new skills, take on new responsibilities, and expand your capacity. Surround yourself with people who push you to be better. Refuse to let comfort steal your destiny. If you have found yourself in a place of stagnation, it is time to wake up. Remind yourself of the fire that once burned within you. Go back to the passion that made you start in the first place. Do not let comfort rob you of the greatness you were created for. Push forward, break the limits, and step into the fullness of your potential. When you first started your journey, you had a clear reason for doing so. You were fueled by a vision, a passion, or a deep desire to achieve something greater than yourself. But along the way, distractions, difficulties, and discouragements may have clouded that vision. Life has a way of testing your resolve, and if you are not careful, you can lose sight of why you began in the first place. The danger of forgetting your purpose is that it leads to aimlessness. Without a strong reason to push forward, you become vulnerable to doubt, laziness, and ultimately failure. The journey toward any goal is never easy. There will be moments of struggle, times when progress seems slow, and days when you feel like giving up. This is why remembering why you started is so important. It acts as a guiding light when the road becomes dark. It gives you the strength to keep moving forward even when you do not feel like it. Your original reason for starting is what will sustain you when motivation fades. People often give up not because they lack ability, but because they lose sight of their purpose. They allow temporary setbacks to convince them that their goal is impossible. But setbacks are not signs to quit. They are opportunities to grow. Every difficulty you face is shaping you into the person you need to become in order to handle the success you desire. The challenges you encounter are not meant to stop you. They are meant to strengthen you. The problem is that many people focus too much on the struggles and not enough on the destination. When all you see are the obstacles, you become discouraged. But when you keep your eyes on the reason you started, you find the strength to push through. Reminding yourself of your purpose renews your determination. It keeps you grounded in the truth that the work you are doing is not in vain. People lose sight of their goals because they compare their journey to others. They see others moving faster, achieving more, or succeeding in ways they have not yet experienced. Comparison leads to frustration, and frustration leads to doubt. But the truth is, your journey is unique. Your timeline is different. The process you are going through is preparing you for something specific to your life. This is why it is so important to stay focused on your own path. Do not let the success of others make you forget your own reason for starting. Another reason people abandon their goals is because they allow comfort to take over. When they reach a certain level of progress, they start to relax, thinking they have done enough. But settling too soon is dangerous. It robs you of the full potential of your journey. Just because you have made some progress does not mean you have reached your final destination. Growth is a continuous process. If you started with a vision to do something great, do not stop halfway. You must be intentional about reminding yourself why you started. Write it down, speak it out loud, reflect on it daily. Surround yourself with reminders of your purpose so that when difficulties arise, you do not forget what you are working toward. When you reconnect with your original vision, your energy is renewed. The fire that once burned within you is reignited, and you find the strength to keep moving forward. There will always be moments of fatigue, moments when you feel like the effort is not worth it. But those who succeed are not those who never feel tired. They are those who refuse to quit. They remind themselves daily of why they started. They understand that temporary struggles cannot stop a person who is truly committed to their purpose. They refuse to let frustration, failure, or fear turn them away from what they know they were meant to do. Think back to the moment you decided to begin. What was the reason? What was the dream? What was the goal? That reason is still valid. That vision is still possible. Do not let time, distractions, or obstacles convince you otherwise. The road may be longer than you expected, but every step you take brings you closer to your goal. You owe it to yourself to finish what you started. You owe it to your future to keep going. Do not let excuses rob you of your destiny. Do not let laziness convince you that it is okay to settle. Do not let doubt make you forget why you began. Push forward, stay committed, and remind yourself daily, you started for a reason, and that reason is still worth fighting for. The journey to success is not for the lazy, the distracted, or the complacent. It is for those who refuse to let comfort weaken their ambition, for those who fight against the temptation to settle, and for those who remain committed to the vision that first set their hearts on fire. Laziness is a thief. It steals time, potential, and opportunities. Comfort is deceptive. It makes you feel safe while secretly keeping you stagnant. And forgetting your purpose is dangerous. It leaves you wandering without direction. But you are not called to live in mediocrity. You were created for greatness, designed to push beyond your limits, and equipped with everything you need to fulfill your purpose. Now is the time to rise up. Shake off every excuse, reject every distraction, and remind yourself daily of why you started. Let discipline guide your steps. Let passion fuel your actions, and let perseverance carry you forward. You cannot afford to waste another moment. Your future is waiting, your purpose is calling, and your best days are ahead of you. Decide today that you will not let laziness win. Decide that you will not settle for less than what you were destined for. Keep moving, keep growing, and keep pressing forward. Because the only way to fail is to stop. And you are not someone who quits. You are someone who finishes strong.
Now, before we delve into these 6 steps, let's remember something crucial. Laziness is not just about doing nothing. It is a spiritual condition. It's a mindset that limits you, and it's one that can be broken, one that can be defeated. So let's begin. Here are 6 ways to overcome laziness and unlock the power of action. 1. Embrace the power of vision. Every person in this room is capable of achieving greatness, but achieving greatness requires that you first see it. Vision is the compass that guides us through life. Without vision, laziness creeps in, because without a clear sense of purpose, we wander aimlessly. A clear, compelling vision pulls you forward. It gives you direction. It's like a magnetic force that pulls you out of bed each morning, eager to work towards your goal. The first step to overcoming laziness is to create a vision for your life, a vision so powerful that it will inspire you to rise above mediocrity. 2. Understand the power of discipline. Now, having vision is important, but vision without discipline is merely a dream. To overcome laziness, you must develop the discipline to act. Discipline is the bridge between your dreams and reality. It's what transforms intention into action. Discipline means making decisions every day that align with your goals. It means doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. It's about creating habits that are in alignment with your destiny. The power of discipline lies in your ability to act regardless of how you feel in the moment. 3. Break the cycle of procrastination. Laziness often manifests itself as procrastination. How many times have you told yourself you'll start tomorrow? How many opportunities have been missed because you waited for the perfect moment that never came? Procrastination is nothing more than the art of delaying your destiny. To break the cycle of procrastination, we must train ourselves to start now, not later. Don't wait for the ideal conditions. Don't wait for motivation to show up. Create momentum by taking the first step, no matter how small. Once you begin, you will find that the momentum builds and the task becomes easier. 4. Surround yourself with the right people. You cannot rise above the level of your associations. If you surround yourself with individuals who are lazy, complacent, or unmotivated, it becomes difficult to overcome your own laziness. Our environments shape us, and those we spend time with either push us forward or pull us back. To overcome laziness, you must surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and hold you accountable. Choose friends, mentors, and colleagues who ignite passion in you. The right people will not allow you to stay stagnant. They will propel you toward your greatness. 5. Master the art of prioritization. One of the greatest causes of laziness is the overwhelming feeling of having too much to do and not knowing where to begin. When everything seems urgent, we often do nothing. To break free from laziness, you must learn the art of prioritization. Identify the most important tasks that will move you closer to your vision and focus your energy there. Learn to say no to distractions and things that don't serve your purpose. When you prioritize, you eliminate the clutter in your mind and give yourself the clarity and focus needed to take action. 6. Renew your mindset. Finally, the battle against laziness is won in the mind. You cannot act beyond what you believe about yourself. If you see yourself as lazy, you will be lazy. If you see yourself as a person of action, you will take action. To overcome laziness, you must renew your mindset. Understand that you are created for a purpose, and that purpose requires action. Your mind is the battlefield, and your thoughts determine your actions. Replace thoughts of laziness with thoughts of productivity, excellence, and growth. Begin to think of yourself as someone who gets things done. Your mind is powerful enough to change your behavior. A clear and compelling vision is the foundation of every successful journey. Without vision, there is no direction, and without direction, there is no movement. A vision is more than just a vague idea or wishful thinking. It is a powerful force that drives you to take action and persevere through challenges. When you have a vision, it pulls you forward, often when the circumstances around you seem uncertain or discouraging. It gives you a reason to wake up each morning, to get out of bed, and to push through obstacles. The first step in overcoming laziness is to create a vision for your life. This vision should not be something superficial or temporary. It needs to be something that resonates deeply with who you are and who you aspire to become. It should be bigger than your immediate desires and should align with your deepest values. A true vision has the power to inspire you even when the road gets tough. It becomes the guiding star that keeps you focused, reminding you of what you are striving for, even in the most difficult times. A powerful vision also helps you prioritize your time and energy. When you have clarity about where you are going, it becomes easier to say no to distractions and activities that don't align with your goals. It gives you a sense of purpose that directs all of your actions. Without this clarity, it's easy to get lost in the day-to-day busyness of life, but a strong vision will help you see the bigger picture and help you determine what truly matters. A compelling vision isn't just about what you want to achieve in the future, it also shapes who you are becoming in the process. When you hold a vision of who you want to be, you set the stage for your personal transformation. Your actions and decisions are informed by the person you desire to grow into. Your vision keeps you accountable and reminds you that your actions today impact the future version of yourself. The key to unlocking the power of vision is specificity. It's not enough to say, I want to be successful or I want to be happy. You need to articulate your vision with clarity and detail. For example, instead of a vague goal like I want to be successful, think about what success means to you personally. What does your ideal life look like? What kind of impact do you want to make on the world? What are the specific achievements you want to reach? And what steps will get you there? The more specific and detailed your vision, the more power it has to drive you forward. A compelling vision also requires belief. If you don't believe that your vision is possible, it will be hard to take meaningful action. Belief is what fuels your efforts and gives you the strength to push through setbacks. You must be willing to trust in the process and in your ability to reach the goals you've set. If you doubt your own potential, laziness will creep in, making it easier to procrastinate or give up on your dreams. As you begin to visualize your future and set goals, it's important to revisit and refine your vision regularly. Vision is not static, it evolves as you grow. What you envision today may be different from what you imagine tomorrow, and that's okay. The important thing is that you remain connected to your vision, continuously refining and realigning it to ensure it remains relevant to who you are becoming and what you truly want out of life. Ultimately, your vision serves as a source of motivation. It becomes the reason you act, the force that propels you forward even in the face of challenges. It is what helps you conquer laziness, as the desire to achieve what you've envisioned outweighs the temptation to remain stagnant. With a strong and clear vision, you cannot afford to waste time because you know the value of every moment in relation to the bigger picture. It gives you purpose, passion, and power to overcome anything that stands in your way. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. It is the force that transforms your intentions into tangible results, and it's one of the most powerful tools in overcoming laziness. Without discipline, vision and desire remain as mere ideas and progress remains stalled. Discipline is the quality that ensures that despite obstacles or moments of weakness, you stay on course. It doesn't matter how badly you want something if you lack the discipline to act on it. Discipline is what takes the thought from your mind and turns it into a habit, a routine, a series of consistent actions that lead you toward your goals. To overcome laziness, one must understand that motivation is fleeting, and relying solely on motivation to act is a dangerous path. Motivation is powerful, but it is unreliable. It comes and goes. Some days you feel motivated, and other days you may not feel like doing anything. Discipline, however, is what gets you to act even on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. Discipline is what forces you to do the work regardless of how you feel. It is the habit of taking action regardless of mood, time, or energy levels. It is your willingness to commit to your goals no matter what distractions or temporary discomfort may arise. The first step in cultivating discipline is understanding the importance of consistency. Discipline is not about working harder or more intensely for a brief period of time. It's about maintaining a steady, consistent effort over time. Small, consistent actions add up to big results. It's the daily effort that compounds and leads to long-term success. If you can commit to showing up every day and doing what is necessary, even in small increments, you will eventually see progress. The key to overcoming laziness is to make discipline a daily part of your life, not just something you turn to when you're feeling particularly inspired. Another aspect of discipline is delayed gratification. In a world where instant results are often expected, the ability to delay gratification is an essential skill. Laziness thrives in a culture of impatience where the desire for immediate rewards often leads to procrastination and avoidance. Discipline, however, teaches you to focus on long-term gains, to understand that true success requires hard work and time. Delaying gratification means choosing the work now, knowing that the reward will come later. It means resisting the urge to take shortcuts, knowing that the path to lasting success is one of sustained effort and perseverance. Developing discipline also requires creating routines and habits that support your goals. The key to discipline is often not motivation, but structure. When you create a structured routine that aligns with your vision and goals, you eliminate the decision-making process that leads to procrastination. For example, waking up at the same time every day, setting aside time for important tasks, and sticking to a productive schedule removes the need for constant motivation. You are no longer relying on how you feel in the moment, but on the routine you've established. Your habits become the foundation upon which you build your success. Discipline also involves accountability. Having someone to hold you accountable for your actions can significantly enhance your ability to stay disciplined. Whether it's a mentor, a friend, or even a personal tracking system, accountability forces you to stay on track when laziness tries to take over. Knowing that someone else is watching your progress, or even that you are tracking your own actions, can provide the necessary push to stay disciplined when you would otherwise falter. The process of becoming disciplined is not easy, and it's not something that happens overnight. It requires constant practice, self-awareness, and a willingness to adjust when necessary. You will face setbacks and moments of doubt, but it is in these moments that discipline is most important. Discipline is the ability to keep going even when you don't feel like it, to rise above the temptation of laziness, and to push through when things get tough. It is the force that takes you from where you are to where you want to be, step by step. With persistence and resilience, procrastination is one of the greatest obstacles in overcoming laziness. It's a tendency to delay tasks, often by engaging in less important activities, and it leads to missed opportunities, unfulfilled goals, and an ongoing cycle of guilt and frustration. Many people think of procrastination as a simple matter of laziness, but it's much deeper. It's a habit that stems from a lack of clarity, fear of failure, or the overwhelming nature of a task. The longer procrastination is allowed to control our behavior, the more it takes away from our ability to move forward. To defeat laziness, we must first address procrastination by understanding its causes and implementing strategies to overcome it. One of the primary reasons people procrastinate is fear. Fear of failure, fear of not being good enough, or even fear of success can keep us stuck in a cycle of inaction. When faced with a difficult task or a goal that seems too large, the fear of not succeeding can paralyze us into doing nothing. Procrastination then becomes a defense mechanism, a way to avoid facing the possibility of failure. But in reality, this avoidance only exacerbates the problem. The more we procrastinate, the greater our fear becomes and the harder it is to begin the task at hand. Overcoming procrastination means addressing the root cause of this fear. It requires shifting our mindset from focusing on the potential negative outcomes to focusing on the actions that can lead us to success. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, we must train ourselves to focus on the process and break the task down into smaller, manageable steps. Another cause of procrastination is a lack of clarity. When we don't have a clear vision of what we want to achieve, it's easy to become overwhelmed and avoid taking action. The task may seem too big, or we may not know where to begin. Without clear goals or a plan of action, it's difficult to muster the motivation needed to start. To overcome this, we must break down our goals into specific, actionable steps. Rather than focusing on the entire task or project, which can feel daunting, we need to look at it piece by piece. By doing this, we reduce the overwhelm and create a sense of accomplishment with each small step we complete. It also allows us to focus on one thing at a time, which makes it easier to take action and avoid putting things off. Procrastination can also be a result of poor time management. Often we put things off because we don't properly allocate time for important tasks, or we allow distractions to take up our time. The key to overcoming this is creating a system for managing your time effectively. This could be as simple as setting aside specific blocks of time each day for focused work, or using productivity tools to organize your tasks. By creating a structure around your time, you reduce the chances of procrastination creeping in. Time management allows you to prioritize tasks, stay focused, and avoid the temptation of distractions. Another effective way to combat procrastination is to change how we perceive tasks. We tend to procrastinate when we view a task as something unpleasant or overwhelming. The key to overcoming this mindset is to shift our perspective. Instead of viewing a task as something we have to do, we can reframe it as an opportunity to learn, grow, or get closer to our vision. By focusing on the positive aspects of a task and reminding ourselves why it matters, we can increase our motivation to begin. When we view our work in this way, it becomes easier to start because we see it as a step toward a larger, more meaningful goal. One of the most effective strategies for overcoming procrastination is the concept of the 2-minute rule. This rule states that if a task will take 2 minutes or less to complete, do it immediately. It's a simple but powerful technique that helps us break the inertia caused by procrastination. By completing small tasks right away, we build momentum, and this momentum can carry us through larger, more complex tasks. The key to overcoming procrastination is to start. Often the hardest part is simply getting started, and once we do, the task becomes more manageable. By addressing the fear, lack of clarity, poor time management, and negative perceptions that fuel procrastination, we can break free from its grip. It's important to remember that overcoming procrastination is not about perfection or working endlessly, it's about taking consistent action. Each small step we take toward overcoming procrastination leads to greater productivity and less mental clutter. And as we begin to take action consistently, we find that laziness loses its hold on us. Procrastination is no longer an obstacle, but a habit we have learned to master. The people you surround yourself with play an integral role in your ability to overcome laziness and reach your full potential. This concept is often overlooked, but it is a powerful factor in determining how far you will go in life. Our environments shape us, and the individuals we interact with influence our behaviors, attitudes, and energy levels. To break free from the grip of laziness, you must intentionally choose to surround yourself with positive, inspiring, and motivated people who challenge you to become the best version of yourself. The people in your circle can either propel you forward or hold you back. When you are surrounded by individuals who are ambitious, driven, and goal-oriented, you are more likely to adopt these traits yourself. Their energy is contagious, their passion fuels your own, and their commitment to growth and progress serves as a constant reminder of the possibilities that lie before you. They don't let you settle for mediocrity. Instead, they push you to step up your game, take risks, and strive for something greater. In contrast, if you are constantly surrounded by people who are complacent, negative, or indifferent to their own goals, it becomes easier to fall into the trap of laziness. The influence of their energy can make it feel acceptable to procrastinate, settle for less, and give in to the desire to do nothing. These individuals may not even directly tell you to avoid hard work, but their lack of ambition can subtly encourage the same behaviors in you. One of the key reasons why surrounding yourself with the right people is so important is that they hold you accountable. Accountability is a powerful tool in overcoming laziness because it creates a sense of responsibility to others. When you know that someone is watching your progress and holding you to a higher standard, you are more likely to follow through on your commitments. The fear of letting others down or disappointing them can be a powerful motivator. This is why having a mentor, a coach, or a peer group that holds you accountable is so effective. When you have people who care about your success and expect you to do your best, you become more disciplined in your actions. Accountability gives you the external pressure you need to push through laziness and stay on track, especially during times when you would rather take the easy way out. The right people in your life also provide valuable guidance, advice, and support when you face challenges. No one achieves success alone, and having a network of individuals who can provide wisdom, encouragement, and constructive feedback makes all the difference. When you encounter obstacles or doubts, the people around you can help you see the situation from a different perspective, offer solutions, and remind you of your capabilities. They help you stay focused on your vision and give you the strength to continue moving forward. This emotional and mental support is crucial in overcoming the natural tendency toward laziness that arises when things get difficult. Additionally, being around individuals who are proactive and committed to their own growth can serve as a constant source of inspiration. Their progress and achievements can motivate you to take action. Seeing others succeed in their goals despite the challenges they face reinforces the belief that success is attainable and worth the effort. The positive energy of those around you can elevate your own aspirations, making it harder to stay stuck in a state of inaction. Another aspect of surrounding yourself with the right people is the opportunity for collaboration and learning. When you surround yourself with individuals who are knowledgeable, skilled, or experienced in areas you want to grow, you expose yourself to new ideas, approaches, and strategies that can accelerate your progress. You can learn from their mistakes and successes, and their expertise can guide you on the path to overcoming laziness. Collaboration allows you to leverage the strengths of others while contributing your own, creating a supportive ecosystem where everyone lifts each other up. It's also important to note that the energy of a group dynamic is far more powerful than individual effort. When you are part of a group that shares common goals, there is a sense of collective motivation that drives everyone to perform at their best. The shared vision and commitment to growth create an environment that fosters productivity and eliminates complacency. This environment of support, challenge, and encouragement is essential to overcoming laziness. Ultimately, the people you choose to surround yourself with are instrumental in your ability to overcome laziness. If you want to cultivate discipline, motivation, and success, you must be intentional about the company you keep. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you to grow, and who hold you accountable to the best version of yourself. When you create an environment of positivity, ambition, and support, laziness has no room to thrive. Instead, you will be propelled forward by the energy and influence of those around you, and you will find it easier to take consistent action toward your goals.